Alright, we're back, and we're talking about Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, which is the third film in the Star Trek series. Um, so dumb. Obviously you know that. So this movie, it takes place almost basically immediately after the Star Trek 2. We basically get like 5 to 10 minutes of the film is like basically a recap of like Spock's death and everything that happened at the start. Everyone dying, well, not everyone dying, just Spock dying. And yeah, basically the Enterprise goes to space dock, where apparently it's going to be retired. No more of the Enterprise. The Enterprise is being decommissioned. Is not getting a refit. It is no more. Rest in peace, the Enterprise. And I think Scotty gets reassigned to the Excelsior, and that's kind of all we know about the other crew. Like, there's not really anything else. Talked about the crew of the Enterprise for the most part. But we cut to like the USS Grisham, which is basically investigating the Genesis planet, because we get a new Savick on there, who's just been replaced actor-wise, and yeah, they're investigating because they just detect like a life sign on there, and they're like, very confused. They're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. This planet's supposed to be lifeless. So they go to investigate, and they find a small Vulcan boy. While that's happening on the planet, so the two people that went down are Savick and Kirk's son. I don't think. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Spock. Kirk's wife, or not wife, or baby mama. She didn't die in 2, did she? She's just kind of excluded from 3. She's a bit weird. I guess they just didn't want to pay for her as well, or she just didn't want to return. So anyway, it feels like they're like meh. Anyway, but yeah, there's a Klingon crew that how do they get? They get like basically information about the Genesis device from some kind of weird lady who blows up a ship. I was just so confused. Well, let me read this so I can sound. Information about the Genesis, recognize the device weapon. He takes flagship, and okay, yeah, he's almost not even mentioned like the fact he's meeting up with this woman who then just kind of ends up blowing up a whole ship. Don't worry about it. Just let don't worry about it. Just kind of forgotten. I'm just reading the Wikipedia like plot, and I'm like, did they just forget about that? It's almost like an irrelevant plot point where they're just like, yeah, don't worry about the woman who just who just killed a bunch of people. That ship. Anyway, yeah, they just intercept this device, and they want it. They want it. So basically, they go and go see the Grisham, and they blow up the ship. They blow up the ship. So the only two survivors, or at least from the ship, are Savick and Cook's son. They're the only two survivors. Trying to remember. Oh yeah, because so basically, Kirk wants to go to the planet because to retrieve Spock's body, because Sarek is like, hey, dick move. He doesn't have the Catra, which he thought would be merged with Kirk, because Kirk was the last person to be with him when he died. But Kirk couldn't be with him or at least couldn't touch him because, he was, Spock was getting radiated. So, after he did that, he couldn't really touch. Yeah, it's just generally fair you don't touch someone after you've got a huge amount of radiation. Just good practice, really. Good practice. If you get exposed to a huge amount of radiation, maybe don't touch your friends. But yeah, they basically they're gonna go try and retrieve the body. I don't know if because basically McCoy's gone a little bit mad because he's got kind of Spock in his brain. He's going a little bit mad. Apparently, he's going to the funny house, the Federation funny house, which is kind of a weirdly insensitive way of referencing a psychiatric institute in Star Trek. I'm like, well, that's a little weird way of saying it. I'm just like, I feel like we could be a little bit better in the 23rd century. But maybe it's just 80s writing. 80s writing seeping through. They're going to steal the Enterprise, because why not? It's going to be decommissioned anyway, might as well steal it. And go to Genesis, where Spock is, or the body of Spock, which I think they were going to try and retrieve. I can't remember if they know that Spock is alive. I don't think they do. They don't know until they basically arrive there. But they go steal the Enterprise, and they're going to get chased by the Excelsior. But luckily, when Scotty was on there, he sabotaged the ship, because Scotty's the best. He's the best engineer, and you want him on your side. When he's not on your side, he's going to sabotage the ship. Kirk and crew. Uhura. Oh, I was going to say Uhura does stay behind in the film. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they kind of left her out of the film. I don't know if she was just busy and she didn't have many days to shoot. But I can't see any mention of it or any reference to her not being there. But yeah. Anyway, Kirk arrives on the planet. Kind of hears from Savik. I think he is. Is he from Savik? I don't know. He sees the Klingon first, because the Klingons are like hiding and going to shoot the Enterprise. Basically, the Enterprise is kind of dead in the water a little bit. So they do a good tricksy. They go, oh, we're gonna surrender. We're gonna surrender. But before they do that, they're like negotiating with the Klingons. The main commander is played by Christopher Lloyd, so awesome. They end up killing Kirk's son, which is, let's be honest, not a good move. Not a good move. It's a dumbass move on their part. But the crew of the Enterprise sabotage the ship because they know it's going to be destroyed anyway. Or it's it's done. So they're basically sacrificing ship by self-destructing it and teleport down to the planet. Just as the Klingons arrive to take it over. And they go, huh, well, that's weird. No one's here. And the computer's on. It's counting down. I wonder what it's heading down to. Oh. Explosion. Awkward. Kirk basically tries to make a deal. Yeah, the Kirk and crew all meet up with Savik, Kid Spock, and Kirk's son's dead now. I was like, oh yeah. And Kirk tries to make a deal with the Klingon captain. The Klingon, because they get a fight. Kirk gets everyone beamed up to the ship, except for Kid Spock and himself, and then the Klingon captain. They get a fight. The Klingon captain dies, falls off a cliff. Not exactly. I mean, he's kicked in the head. Kirk tries to save him, and then the Klingon captain tries to go, I'm going to take you down with me. Yeah. That doesn't quite work, and Kirk ends up getting beamed up to the ship, and they steal the Klingon ship, basically, and they go to Vulcan, and they put the Catcher that's in McCoy into new body Spock, who now looks like Leonard Nimoy. He's now finally body's now finally grown up into Leonard Nimoy. And it's a success. And Spock remembers everything that happened. I think he's still a little bit rattled. I think it takes him a little while to get fully up to gear. I don't think he's like fully there, but it's going to take time. I think in the next film we deal that a little bit. That Spock is a little bit kind of out of it. He's still recovering. But yeah, this is a good film. Like, it's not as good as 2, but it's good. We get Christopher Lloyd as a Klingon. That's pretty cool. We basically establish why Kirk is. So, from this point on, Kirk basically hates Klingons and just fuck Klingons for the next like 3 films. Basically his entire character now is just fuck Klingons. Yeah. So never quite liked that part, but it is what it is. It's a decent sci-fi way of bringing back Spock, and we get Sarek. We get Sarek back as, we haven't seen him since. Well, I guess he was in the episode of the animated series and also the animated the original series. But the first time in live action for over 10 years. Probably 15 years. It's good to see him. Mark Leonard's back. I'm just looking over. Let's go. Always have things open, notes open now. I'm like in Wikipedia, just like. But yeah, honestly, I think this is a good one. Unfortunately, they kind of like poo-poo Genesis in a way, I guess, because they were like, well, they kind of maybe don't want to establish that as a thing that they could use in the future. Maybe they want to, get rid of it. But yeah. Oh, anyway. I don't know what I kind of froze then. Yeah, we get Clink. We get. I'm trying to think what else we get. I mean, we get the death of the Enterprise, which apparently was spoiled by Paramount, and also possibly Gene Roddenberry, because he's possibly a little bit bitter at the moment, because he doesn't really get involved properly with Star Trek 2, 3, and 4. That trilogy of films that are really good. It's like, that trilogy of films that everyone really likes. And, yeah, kind of really helped the franchise quite a bit after a slight disappointment of the Star Trek The Motion Picture, which he was involved in a lot more. But, yeah. For now, I think that's everything I want to say about this. We got some good moments. Yeah, I think one of my favorites is just Scotty sabotaging the Excelsior. That's probably one of my favorite moments. I'm always happy to see more Scotty. I think he is just one of my favorite characters. It's just always fun. Generally it's always fun with Scotty. And yeah, there's some good McCoy scenes, like DeForest Kelley slightly doing some of the mannerisms of Spock, doing the like slight eyebrow raise moments. It's a fun spin, and it's really nice. It's really nice, like near the end of the film, where like you clearly see McCoy really loves Spock. Yeah, the amount that they fucking rip each other throughout the entire like original series. But you can clearly tell that these two characters love each other, and yeah, such good friends. Yeah, I think overall it's a great movie. And it's not, yeah, it's not like boring like Star Trek 1. I know I keep ribbing on the motion picture, but I mean the motion picture looks beautiful. It's probably because they spent a lot more fucking money on it. Yeah, it has problems. But yeah, I think that's enough for me. I'm gonna sign off. Next week we'll be talking about Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, which I'm very excited about. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, for now, I say to you all, live long and prosper, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.